First year BSc Chemistry, topic Photochemistry, section 15. The contents which we are discussing now is quantum yield, magnitude of quantum yield of photochemical combination of hydrogen and chlorine, hydrogen and bromine, dissociation of hydrogen iodide, dimerization of anthracene. Next, reasons for low and high and medium quantum yields. Learning objectives: to know how to calculate quantum yield of the reaction. Session outcome will be to calculate the quantum yield of the reaction. Prerequisites are: you should know the difference between photochemical and thermal reaction. This is what we have discussed in the earlier session. And quantum yield. Quantum yield. What is this quantum yield called as? Photochemical reaction not always obeys the Einstein law. The number of molecules reacted or decomposed is found to be different from the number of quanta or photon of radiation absorbed in a given time. This is, according to Stark-Einstein, one molecule absorbs one photon or one quantum of energy. This is not holds good always. This is what the statement says. Here, the number of molecules reacted or decomposed. During the chemical reaction, there may be a formation of the product or decomposition of the reactant. It can take place. It is found to be different from the number of quanta or photon of radiation absorbed in a given time. The number of molecules reacted per photon of light absorbed is formed as quantum yield. It is denoted by Q, or Q is equal to number of molecules reacted or formed per number of photons absorbed. How much the photons is absorbed and what will be the reaction taking place. This is what we are discussing now with respect to Q. Q is nothing but quantum yield. According to Einstein's law, one molecule decomposes per photon, then Q is equal to 1. That is, if one molecule decomposes by the absorption of one photon, then quantum yield will be 1. When two or more molecule decomposes the per photon, then the quantum yield will be greater than 1. The other condition, when number of molecule decomposes is less than 1 per photon, then the quantum efficiency will be less than 1. These are all the parameters in terms of the Einstein's law. That is, I repeat, one molecule decomposes per photon, then the quantum efficiency will be 1. If two or more molecule decomposes per photon, then quantum efficiency will be greater than 1. If two or more molecule decompose less than 1 per photon, then the quantum efficiency will be less than 1. Now let us see how to find out the quantum yield of a photochemical combination of hydrogen and chlorine. When a mixture of hydrogen and chlorine is exposed to light or sunlight in the region of the wavelength 480 nanometer, then there is a formation of HCl, hydrochloric acid. The primary step is the decomposition of chlorine molecule first takes place. That is, between hydrogen and chlorine, the first and foremost reaction which is taking place is first decomposition of chlorine molecule. This is shown in the equation 1. Chlorine plus H nu. H nu is the photon or light. Chlorine Cl2. Chlorine molecule when reacts with photon or absorbs photon, there is a formation of chlorine free radical. How many free radicals? 2. 2 Cl free radical. The dot shows free radical. Now on the arrow mark I have written K1. K1 is the rate of the reaction, that is K1. Then second step will be, that is the secondary reaction. This free radical then combines with the hydrogen. It gives rise to HCl plus hydrogen molecule, hydrogen atom. Now this is in the rate of the reaction 2, K2, rate constant of the reaction. Then further this liberated hydrogen combines with one more chlorine atom. This is the chain reaction which is going to take place. This will give you again HCl plus chloride atom. Now the liberated chloride atom again combined with the one more chloride atom, that is chloride free radical, on the wall of the container or a metal, thereby it forms a chlorine molecule. Now these are all the steps of the reaction you have to understand. Now before the step 4, this is the step 4, what happens is, the step 2 and 3 repeat the number of times, which results in the formation of large number of HCl, that is 2 and 3 means chloride free radical combines with hydrogen, thereby it forms HCl and hydrogen. Again this hydrogen combines with the chlorine molecule, it forms HCl and chloride free radical. Like this the process will keep on continuing, thereby there is a formation of a large number of HCl molecules. Then the quantum yield is exceptionally very high, of the order of 10 to the power 4 to 10 to the power 6. The reaction is sensitive to traces of the impurities, especially oxygen, which acts as inhibitor by removing the hydrogen atom. This is what it is shown here. This hydrogen free radical combines with oxygen on the metal ion or on the metal surface, thereby it forms you HO2 plus metal, that is now hydrogen will be removed. This is what it is happening in the combination of hydrogen and chlorine. Now let us see next example, hydrogen and bromine. The photochemical combination of hydrogen and bromine in an example for chain reaction. Hydrogen and bromine gives rise to absorbs a photon, thereby it gives you 2 HBr. The mechanism is similar to that of the thermal reaction, with the difference that the initiation reaction takes place by the absorption of the photon by the bromine molecule. In the earlier case by the chlorine molecule, now by the bromine molecule. Initiation is by the bromine molecule, that is halogens. So bromine absorbs photon H nu, thereby it forms 2Br, actually 2Br free radical. This one of the Br dot, that is free radical, combines with hydrogen, thereby it forms HBr plus H free radical. H free radical again combines with Br2, thereby it forms HBr plus Br free radical. This keeps on continuing, that is second and third step. Now the hydrogen free radical combines with one of the HBr, thereby it forms hydrogen molecule and Br free radical. The liberated Br free radical in the fourth and third step combines with each other, thereby it forms bromine molecule in the equation 5. Now since HBr formed by the second and third step is removed by the fourth step, the quantum yield of this reaction is very low, that is 0.01 at ordinary temperature. The reason, what is the reason? Reaction 2 is endothermic and this step is very slow step. The reaction 2, that is free radical combines with hydrogen, thereby it forms HBr plus H dot. This is a very slow step. Now it takes place at a rate so that most of the bromine radical formed recombine to form a bromine molecule. That is bromine radical andre Br dot plus Br dot combines to form Br2 molecule. Next one, with increasing time the reverse reaction becomes prominent and hence the formation of HBr decreases. That is, once the HBr is formed by the time process or by taking the time, the HBr again breaks up into H dot plus Br dot. Hence, the formation of the HBr decreases. Now, next example, decomposition of hydrogen iodide. Decomposition of hydrogen iodide is brought about by the radiation in the range 200 to 230 nanometer. The primary photochemical step can be written as, here Hi gives rise to H dot plus I dot. Here H nu is the photon. This is equation number 1. The rate is equal to iodide absorbs the radiation. This is followed by secondary reaction, that is H dot, liberated H dot combined with Hi, thereby it gives H2 plus I dot. This is rate K2, rate is equal to K2 into rate of the, that is concentration of the reactants, Hi into H dot. The third reaction is I dot combined with above I dot, that is equation 1 and equation 2 I dots combine with each other, thereby it give you iodine molecule. This is equation number 3. Next, rate is equal to K3 into I dot the whole square. You see that towards the right, the rate is equal to K2, that is the constants, into concentration of the reactants. Next, possibility of other elementary reactions of the type is ruled out as they involve either high activation energy or require third body collision. The overall reaction is therefore obtained by adding the reactions 1, 2, 3. Now 2Hi gives rise to H2 plus I2. Absorption of one photon leads to decomposition of the two molecules of hydrogen iodide. The quantum efficiency is 2. That is, it is very large, 10 to the power 5 or more due to chain reaction. You should understand here, only one photon is required to break up two molecules of hydrogen iodide to give hydrogen and iodine. This is very much important over here. Next, dimerization of anthracene. Anthracene formula C14H10. Anthracene dimerizes. Dimerizes means breaks when its solution is benzene or toluene is exposed to UV light. That is, anthracene dissolved in benzene or toluene and exposed to the UV light, then it dimerizes and it splits in the dark and the reverse reaction takes place, that is dianthracene breaks down into simple anthracene molecule. Now it is a reversible reaction. Here the reaction is two molecules of anthracene gives rise to dianthracene in the presence of UV light. This dianthracene again breaks up into anthracene in the dark. Therefore, ultimately A stationary state is attained since as much of dianthracene is formed by the action of light as it decomposes in the thermal reaction. Here, both the photochemical reaction and the thermal reaction are in equilibrium. The forward reaction is called as photochemical. The reverse reaction is called as the thermal reaction. The primary process involves the formation of the excited molecules of the anthracene for each quantum of light energy absorbed. See the reaction here. C14H10 plus H nu photon gives rise to, first there is a formation of a excited molecule, that is C14H10 close to the bracket to the star. It is excited molecule. This collides with the ordinary molecule giving a dianthracene. How the anthracene is converted into dianthracene? Again, that is C14H10 to the power star plus ordinary molecule C14H10 gives rise to C28H20. Now, the quantum yield according to the above mechanism should be 2, but actually it is only 0.5. This is due to simultaneous occurrence of the back thermal reaction as mentioned in the above slide. The concentration of dianthracene at the steady state. Next, reason for high and low quantum yield. What are the reason? Quantum efficiency is more than 1. There are many photochemical reactions in which primary step of the absorption produces atoms or free radicals which initiate a series of the chain reactions. The quantum yield depends on how far the chain reaction can proceed before it is terminated. There are many other factors in addition to this factor. They are formation of an intermediate compound which acts as a catalyst. The reactions may be exothermic and heat liberated activate other molecules, and thus without absorption of the extra quanta reaction continues. The activated molecule may collide with other molecule and activate, in which in turn may activate many other molecules. Reasons for the low quantum yield. When quantum efficiency is less than 1, then quantum yield is less. The reasons are some molecules even after absorption may not be still activated enough to undergo change. Number of molecules undergoing change is less. The absorbed light energy may be lost in the fluorescence or phosphorescence, and absorbed energy may be covered into thermal energy. There are many secondary reactions in which original molecules which absorb light formed back, thus making the number of molecules undergoing a change less. The molecules which absorbed light may pass on their energy to other molecules without undergoing the change, that is photosensitization. Here the two parameters you'll be knowing by discussing the next session, that is fluorescence or phosphorescence. What are these things I'll be discussing with you, and also photosensitization. Okay, these are all the reason for low quantum yield. Now recapitulation. We learned what is quantum yield, quantum efficiency, and we learned magnitude of quantum yield of photochemical combinations of hydrogen and chlorine, hydrogen and bromine, dissociation of hydrogen iodide, dimerization of anthracene, and we learned the reason for high and low medium quantum yields. Thank you.